so much. I'm so annoyed. Okay. And here's the thing, you can be annoyed all you want. You can be annoyed all you need. You can be as annoyed as annoyed as annoyed. You still have to be present within whatever it is you're experiencing so that you can gain the greatest amount of learning and expansion of awareness possible. So a lot of these things are upside down. Okay. So a new romantic cycle begins. Like, no. What we need to focus on right now is that self-love. That self-love. I think for some of you, you are in a space where maybe you want to be in a relationship, maybe you are in a relationship. It feels as though relationships, romantic relationships, will somehow be used in a very distracting type way, where you're kind of like, what's going on? What's happening? I don't even understand what is going on with my life right now, because all of this like nonsensical drama, nonsensical stuff, you got to stay focused. There's so much that is being used to try and get you in a space of tension within yourself, a space where your emotions can be used to really derail your progress, really get you in a space of just pure emotion, pure reaction that will not help you. Like, I'm still annoyed. I am. I'm still annoyed. This is like what, the 5th time I've tried to go live this morning. And I'm still having technical issues on my apps and everything. Okay, it is what it is. It is what it is. I mean, what am I going to do? Not go live? I consider that. Do I not go live because now I'm pissed off, because now I have to hide the fact that I'm having a human morning and feeling irritated? No. I have to own where I'm at. Just because I'm in a space where I don't want to be within my emotions this morning does not mean I suddenly have a viable reason to not show up. I'm assuming that whatever this is, regardless of how annoyed I am assuming I'm going to learn something profound about myself and my journey just by speaking with all of you this morning. Speaking with all of you, I'm going to learn something profound about myself and my journey. And all I have to do is show up for me, right? All I have to do is show up for me. Hold on one second. I'm wondering if people realize that previous live is down. Okay, let me just, okay. Oh, wait. Let me private that. Let me go ahead and private this. And okay. All right. It is what it is now. Anyways, a win-win outcome is forecast, but it's in reverse. So what's this telling us? That no, you don't automatically get a win. What are you? Okay, guys, I'm rotten this morning. I was gonna say, what are you? 5 years old, and you need to be the second winner? You know, like you need a trophy just for showing up? Like, no. A win-win forecast is not in your cards. You have to earn your wins. You have to put effort and action behind the thoughts and guidance that soul is providing you. You have to show up and act up. Oh, I'm acting up all right. I'm acting up all right. Yes, that's fine. Nothing will come of this situation, but it's in reverse. So, parasitic as fuck environment is what this is. Nothing will come of the situation. Win-win forecast. So basically, they're trying to convince you that all you have to do is show up and you're going to automatically get what you want. And then they're telling you, oh, if you try harder, nothing's going to come of that. Just show up. Just be like, oh, lies. Both of those things are lies. You have to show up. You have to set intentions. You have to put action behind that intent. You have to. You guys are being guided right now. Not by me. I'm saying there's something happening within your life that is guiding you to much more abundant spaces. Something wants to keep you stuck where you're at right now. And if where you're at right now is not a place where you feel satisfied and happy with what you've accomplished, I wouldn't stay there. Like, are you kidding me? Why would you stay there? That's like staying in a relationship long term, regardless of how unhappy you are, because you're holding out this hope that the person will change. Baby, they are who they are. And if you can't love them as they are, you need to be with someone else. If you cannot feel satisfied and at home in the environment that you are currently in, baby, you belong somewhere else. And if you want to get in this emotional thing of like, see, you're confirming that I'm not good enough. That's not what the fuck I said. If you want to interpret it that way, you're absolutely free to. But I will not be a part of you doing whatever the hell it is you do with yourself and make yourself feel like, no, that's a solo job. I'm not joining you there. Don't fucking put words in my mouth, because that's not what I said. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I am pissed at you. I don't know who I'm talking to, but I heard that. I heard that. I heard it. So what needs to happen? You need to assess where you want to be. Like, where do you need to be? Are you finally in a space where you're seeing clearly, or hold up, whoa, picking up on something. This is a period where your emotions will be used to try and get you to convince yourself, for some, okay, I don't know who or what I'm picking up on, but for some, this is a period where your emotions are going to be used to try and get you to believe that there is a better space to be. So one of two things is happening. You're either trying to force yourself to stay in a situation, hoping that it gets better, knowing full well that it's not going to, or you're in a really good, loving situation and you're just not satisfied. And, you're trying to create problems for yourself by removing yourself from that and putting yourself in hardship. You know what? I cannot drink coffee, is what it is. I had coffee today and it's still making me grumpy today. Oh, yesterday. I had coffee yesterday and it's still making me grumpy today. What needs to happen here? You need to figure out which one you are. Are you one of those two? I'm at a point where I'm in a very good space, but I'm fucking grumpy right now. It is what it is. I'm grumpy. Okay. And I still have to show up. I still have to say the things that I need to say. And I still need to carry on with my day. So what? Am I unhappy where I'm at with work? Well, yesterday was really beautiful. It was so beautiful. I had the Black Magic Revocation. Oh my God. It was such a sacred space. Such a sacred space. Oh my goodness. If you didn't attend that, I am telling you right now, you absolutely missed out. I don't typically say that. That space was just so fucking sacred that, yeah, no, you absolutely missed out. You did. Is there something I need to change? Well, I know I can't have coffee. More than just the sugar. I know I can't have coffee. It's affecting my mood. Outside of that, I recognize this morning that I do need to allow myself to rest a little bit more. So I'm going to do that. I'm not going to do the 5-5 portal fire ceremony now because I need to rest. Outside of that, what else do I need to do? Is there something else that I need to do? I guess just observe, right? Just observe. And then it becomes a thing of, what am I seeing myself do? Are you honoring your needs? Are you listening to the guidance of your soul? Are you allowing yourself to recognize the ways in which you continuously are the root of what you experience? Right. You know that, right? You're at the root of every experience. What does that mean? It has nothing to do with fault. It has everything to do with taking ownership of how you choose to be present in whatever it is you are experiencing. That's what it has to do with. So you can be in a bad situation and you can make the best of it. Or you can be in a good situation and be very upset, very ungrateful, very dissatisfied, and continue being a miserable person. If you are a miserable person, that doesn't mean you are a bad person. And if you don't like being miserable, you need to start taking the steps to not be miserable. For far too much and far too long, people have allowed these psychological labels to be affixed on them, and they own this label as though it is their very core identity. And then they utilize this core identity that they've given themselves as a justification for remaining in that same space of unhappiness, dissatisfaction, extremely destabilizing emotions. Emotions are not bad until you allow them to destabilize you. And the moment you allow them to begin destabilizing you and you don't correct it, it becomes a bad thing for you. And the longer you're in that space without correcting what needs to be corrected, the more difficult and the more labor intensive the correction becomes. Now, you don't know what I'm talking about because I'm depressed. And okay, yeah, hello, clinical depression. My longest bout of clinical depression, I think, was like fucking 8 years. That was a long time. It was just like, emo girl. um, yeah. Mhm. Yeah. You don't seem depressed. Oh, because I realized that the title was the very thing that was causing me to continue in that way. And if I choose to have a good time, you see what I recognize when my emotions were high while I was identifying as someone who suffers from clinical depression. When I start to have a good time, it made me feel sad. It made me feel sad. Because then I would start telling myself, like, you're depressed. You don't know what happy is. I beg to fucking differ. uh, yeah. Is your definition of happy based on a definition that someone else gave you? Like, you're not happy until you can put on a fake smile and present a fake ass life, present fake attributes, fake characteristics, fake personality. And everyone's then going to, oh, I don't know, validate you and be like, oh my God, you're so happy. I think some of the most genuinely happy people are the people who can say, like, I'm fucking pissed today. I'm in a shitty mood today. Because then they don't have the burden of carrying other people's emotional expectations. Like, are you the person that people go to when they need a little bit of a high, a little bit of a pick me up from their life? They expect you to be the one to make them happy while they do nothing to ensure that you are equally as happy as you make them. And it's not a tit for tat existence. This is meant to bring your attention to the ways in which maybe you're unhappy because you're taking on everyone else's unhappiness while you give them your own. Why would I do that? Oh, I don't know. Maybe because you like to punish yourself. That was a truth bomb. That was. Yeah. Did you know that about yourself? That sometimes you kind of like to punish yourself. Why would I punish myself? I don't know. What's your issues? Were you always made to feel bad as a child for being a happy go lucky person? Was your excessive energy as a child, a happy child, something that was difficult for the adult in your life to deal with because they were exhausted, because they were dealing with a narcissist, because, and you learned without being told to curb your enthusiasm and your excitement for existence, to hide your happiness, and that betrayal of self is what actually hurt your feelings. Children have some very intense emotional intelligence. All children, all children. And you know, if you're going to say that, well, my child doesn't, my child's oblivious. Um, when your plant is not growing right, do you blame the plant or do you check the soil? Do you check the pot? Do you check the water? Like, is it the plant's fault? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Right. So a new start is coming. Whatever this new start is, it requires you to be aware of where you're at. It requires you to have some degree of just like, okay, this is what I'm doing. This is where I'm at. This is what I need to do. And then go do it. Go do it. Nothing's going to change if you don't put the effort to change it. If you think life is just going to suddenly change for you, that it's going to suddenly happen, I was talking with someone yesterday and I was talking about kind of like, you know, my business model. I don't know if it's considered a business model, but it's this thing of drawing it to you while chasing it at the same time. You draw things to you by setting an intention, setting a goal, wanting it, and then you chase it by placing action behind your awareness of what it is you want and what intentions you've set. That's what it is what it is. And if you feel like all this effort you're placing in your life and in the process of manifesting your very dreams is too much effort, don't fucking talk to me, because don't talk to me about it. I don't want to hear it. I don't. And I know people who think that way are going to be like, oh my God, that's so rude. Yeah, I fucking said what I said. I'm not going to coddle you. You have enough people coddling you. That's why you think that type of mindset is fucking acceptable. I told you don't talk to me about it. You have enough people coddling you in your fucking life. Talk to them. They'll enable you. I won't. I'll call your shit out. Don't talk to me. So you can't just want something. You have to put the effort behind it. You can't. You can't. I look at my journey and there are certain things that I've wanted. I've been able to achieve everything that I want in life. If I want it, I'm able to achieve it. And people might say like, oh, because you're blessed. No, because I'm a hard fucking worker. That's why. That's why. Because nothing stops me until I achieve what I want to achieve. So part of the conversation that I was having, I'm not really a person that you can use as an example if you're trying to launch a business or something like that. It's not really, unless you have the same drive that I do, it's not really good to use me as kind of like a template. Why? Because I will go and go and go and go and go and go and go until I reach a point where it is operating at the level of a viable business, and then I launch. And I do this within weeks. And I don't have anyone instructing me. I don't have anyone telling me what to do, guiding me through the process. None of that. I see a problem, I find a solution. I see another problem, I find another solution. I take all those solutions, I amplify and elevate, and then I implement. And then I continue to do this until I see all the foundation is set for me to launch. Now I'm launching. And it's boom, 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 boom. Tired, take a nap later. You need to finish this task. When did working hard become such a punishment? And instead of working hard, we've entered into a space where we are convinced that we simply have to set our intention. We have to meditate on it. You meditate the right meditation, you will manifest the right thing. Okay. I mean, I'm not going to tell you to believe something different. I will tell you that that's not how my life has worked. Every circumstance that I've been through has been something to teach me about one of the ways in which I'm not operating in the most efficient, most balanced, most centered manner possible for my life and my journey. It's not punishment. Okay, I'm being told to give you guys this example. Stuck in a parking lot. I was living in a parking lot with my family, very young children, in a broken RV, no electric, no water, no nothing, no fridge, no nothing. It was fine because we lived outside of Walmart. That's what I told myself. It's fine. So with that, when my community realized that that's why I always live stream outside, they all offered to help me. They were like, how much will it cost to fix your brakes? Like, we can't have you like this. Like, you need to be mobile. You need to be connected. Like, you have children. And you know what that taught me? You know what that taught me? Because some people will be like, see, you're like one of the chosen ones. You're like blessed by divinity. You get whatever you want. You don't struggle. No. Here, you didn't hear the other part. As soon as I got the money that I needed, I gave it to someone else. I gave it to someone else, like immediately. I gave it to someone else. And I stayed in a parking lot for quite a few more months because I convinced myself I didn't deserve that because I didn't earn it. And I'm fine because I'm simply here to learn something. And I wasn't learning what I needed to learn. I didn't mind being homeless either. It's such a peaceful feeling, just kind of like being removed from society. It was very, very peaceful. Very peaceful. And that's not like me trying to sugarcoat things. Most people who experience homelessness is a really bad experience for them. For me and my family, it was so fucking peaceful. It was such a beautiful, beautiful period of my life. It was beautiful. So what did I learn? In that moment, absolutely nothing. I still kept fucking giving everything away for years. I remained transient for years in a broken, leaking RV. Whenever it rained, the roof would leak over our bed and all the way through to the front. It would leak. Mm-hmm. Yes. So no, it wasn't some fancy brand new RV. No, that thing was like 20-something years old. 28 years old. Wait, no. I don't fucking know. 20-something years old. I don't remember how old it was. It was 20-something years old. So I look back now and I see what I was supposed to learn in that moment is the ways in which I continue to not put the action to get me out of the circumstance that I was placed in so I could learn how to get out of the circumstance. But here's the thing, I'm not pissed about it. Why? Because being in that circumstance for a prolonged period made the lesson so much more ripe with knowledge and wisdom. I learned so much more about myself and my capacity, the ways and the depth with which my family is connected. You know, it's wonderful. It's wonderful to be able to see the ways in which your life is not just forcing you to show up, but also very heavy-handedly pushing you to take the appropriate action. But if you're going to use all of these spiritual community BS programs of like, you know, um, I learned real well. I learned real well. I was the only person in the spiritual community that I was part of, and we all had established platforms. We all had built-in following. I was the only person in that community that was earning a living fucking wage, not simply accepting donations to support me and every single one of my expenses. Not only that, I was quite possibly the one that was giving the most. And I was the one that all of them began to target because I was money hungry. Ain't that some fucking shit? Ain't that some fucking shit? I'm not bitter about that. Why? I had to learn. That was a process that I had to go through to learn that it is okay that I'm earning a living wage and being properly compensated for what I offer in a service. I don't need to be emotional about that at all. Why? Because I see it for what it is, an opportunity to learn something so profound that such hardship had to be experienced in order for me to learn at the depth I'm capable of learning. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? And I haven't checked. It's been quite a few years. I haven't checked where all those people are. As a matter of fact, I avoid all of them like the fucking plague. But last I was told by some random person, none of those people are still around. They're not on their same platform. They've all moved on to other ways in which they can convince people to give to them. And I was the fake one. My mission, my vision, my words and integrity have not changed. Not at all. Since 2016, my mission, my vision, my words and integrity have not changed. I am still Emmy evolving. Ain't that some shit? When you allow the emotions to serve as the fuel rather than simply fodder, you know, powerful things start to happen, but they only happen when you choose to stand in your power. So long as you continue to believe that you are weak, then you will absolutely be weak. And it is no one's job to force you to be strong. But you best believe your soul will invite the most demonic fucking people to interact with you, to try and hurt and harm. And then you'll learn the hard way why you never should pretend you are weak. These people who tried so hard to destroy me, to physically harm me, all of these different things, different efforts, tried to financially destroy me, all these different things. They all felt ballsy enough to do it because they thought I was weak and they thought there would be no consequences. And for quite a few years, there were absolutely no consequences. Mm-mm. There were no consequences. And now people take a look at me and they still don't like me. Why? Well, let's go back. Before, they didn't like me because I was very sweet and very successful, and that's a lethal combo for them. They don't like that. They don't like that. You know, you're successful and you're sweet, like, fucking bitch, you must be fake. Fucking bitch, you must be scamming. Fucking bitch, fucking bitch, fucking bitch. Right? And they know you're not going to do anything. They're going to run their mouths. You're not going to do anything. What's the other combo? Successful and aware of your formidable nature. But with that, they'll be like roaches when the light turns on. They'll scatter. They can say all they want. They can poop through the house all they want. They can infest every single aspect all they want. But the moment the lights turn on, they all scramble. So I went from sweet and successful to successful and formidable. I've always been formidable. But I've never allowed myself to take action to show it. Why? Maybe what you guys need to begin understanding, and this might be true for some, and it might not be true for all, okay? For some of you, I think part of the reason why you're so averse to tapping into your formidable nature and correcting things that need to be corrected is because you understand how powerful you are. You're not afraid of taking people on. You're afraid that you can't stop once you start. Excuse me. Yeah. I know that was much of my fear for a very long time. That by the time you get me to initiate, if you've been trying to destroy me, I have the type of focus and drive it can't be tampered with. It just can't. It can't. So what does that mean? I'm matching their energy? No. That means once I hyperfixate on correcting you, I will correct you all the way down to your core. And if that wrecks your entire life, then that means your life was fake anyways and it needed to be wrecked so you could build anew. Nowhere near me, of course. Nowhere near me. Should I feel bad? Absolutely not. You begged me and terrorized me until I felt there was no other option but to correct your stupidity. And I could be harsh with words. People don't give me enough credit for being nice when I communicate. Just because I'm blunt, they're like, oh my God, she's so rude. You want to hear rude? Oh my God, she's so savage. You want to hear me get savage? People think they know you, but do they? They know what you've allowed them to see. And so many people confuse. I heard this morning. I like to give credit, even if I don't remember the creator's name. I love to give credit to other people's words that influence and inspire my own thinking, right? I don't like to pretend I created the words myself, that those are original thoughts of mine. Far too often, that's what happens in social media or on social media. So this morning I was watching a video and this woman, she's talking about people confuse sensitivity for instability. And that's not true. That's not true. It's not. I'm very sensitive. I'm Piscean. Hello. I'm very sensitive. Am I unstable? Do I experience instability, emotional instability? No, I'm actually very fucking solid. I'm very solid. I can work through pretty much any circumstance. Blissful says, I always hold my tongue because I feel like if I say what I see, the damage would be irreparable. Is that kind? It's obviously nice. And I hope this is not coming, and this is not being received as an attack or a criticism on you personally, Blissful. But my thoughts go to this. Is that nice? If you see someone is building their IKEA shelf in the wrong way, are you going to wait until they're completely done building? And that shit is it's tilted and is going to fall apart. Or are you going to let them know right then and there? And you don't always have to speak up, but when they're having this conversation with you and you have the appropriate opportunity to let them know, like, hey, look, I think you have that piece upside down. Are you going to hold your tongue? Because to me, that's not kind. To me, that's pretty fucked up. At this point, yeah, I feel like that's very fucked up. I see my husband building an IKEA shelf for me and the piece is upside down. And I don't say anything because I don't want to offend him. That's pretty fucked up. That is. That is. I'm building that IKEA shelf and my husband comes up and he sees that it's upside down and he doesn't say nothing to me. That's hella fucked. You know, I'm dyslexic. The fuck? Why you not tell me? Right? And then I'm building it and it's like not sitting right. And you can tell it can't hold any weight because the structural integrity has been compromised in the construction with a piece upside down. And then he'll tell me later, oh, yeah, I saw that upside down. I don't know why you kept going. Are you fucking kidding me? Saying that kind of shit to me, I would get Hulkalina on it. I would pick up that shelf and chalk it. I would yeet it across the fucking room. I would. Yeah. When I am honest, if I'm asked for my opinion, that's one of the kindest things I can do. That's one of the kindest things that I can do. Genuinely kind. It's not always received as kindness because most people don't want to hear about the ways in which they're messing up. And then they get angry that no one supported them after they see the results of their mess up. You didn't want to hear it. So, you know, like sometimes people will have a parasitic circumstance. And I can tell I'm very good at reading people's energies. Like one time, I was scanning someone for free on TikTok, and I detected some really nasty, nasty parasitic circumstance. And I basically was like, okay, well, you know, I'm just gonna leave it as it is. I'm gonna let this conversation go and move forward. And they're like, why? And I was like, well, I mean, there's what else would I say to you? The only solution is to get a parasitic extraction. This thing is not afraid because it knows you're not going to get a parasitic extraction. So what do you want me to do? Try and sell you something? That's not what I do. I'm not a salesperson. You either resonate or you don't. And if what I'm seeing is this parasitic thing has absolutely controlled your entire brain function at this point, which it was, it's not even afraid. It knows it has you, that you're not going to hear anything anyone else has to say. So I'm not going to waste my time. I'm not going to waste my words. I'm not going to waste my exhale. Did you know you don't burn calories by sweating? You burn calories through the release of carbon. Your exhale. Baby, I could barely eat enough to keep my legs the size they are. Ma'am, you will not be stealing my calories from me. You will not. So the conversation ends. You know what this person said? That's one hell of a, what did she say? That's one hell of a reverse psychology. It would be a reverse psychology if I was trying to sell you. It's a declaration of fact. Ask me if that person ever purchased an extraction. Nope. So where was I lying? Where was the reverse psychology at? It's a declaration of the reality of what I see. I'm not going to waste my time. I'm not a salesperson. The moment I see that our vision of what this is, it's not aligned. Like you're not willing to see from a different perspective. Well, just keep seeing what you're seeing. I'm good. I'm out. I'm not trying to convince anyone of anything. Keep seeing what you're seeing, but I'm not going to play here with you. Yeah. I'm good. I'm good. It is what it is. When you can see these situations that are meant to get you all discombobulated in your emotions, you can see it for what it is. Something commandeering the human in order to get a rise out of you, in order to continue to force you into interaction that is detrimental for you, then what happens? Powerful change happens. You can then decide whether or not you will continue to allow your energy, your time, and your focus to be siphoned from you. Did you know you can't actually remove a demon by just saying your words? You can't. And someone can't just like, oh, I'm going to focus. Okay, it's gone. It's gone. I took it. I removed it for you. It was so easy. That's not how it works. It takes very specific type of action. You have to understand the ways in which your field and theirs have commingled. Michael is reminding me of an analogy I once used in a private conversation. These people who know nothing about plants telling you the plants that have kind of taken over your property are so easy to remove, and they just start ripping it out. And then what happens? Well, if it's benign, nothing. What if it's poison ivy? And they're taking this trash that they just ripped out of your yard with bare hands because they don't know what they're dealing with. And they just dump it somewhere else. And they take all the equipment that they used, they borrowed it from someone else, and they give it back to that someone else. And now it's covered in poison ivy juices. That shit's just spread everywhere, everywhere. And before they left, they entered your house, touched all the doorknobs, used the bathroom, got themselves a snack. And, you know, some people, fucking nasty, they don't use soap when they wash their hands. They say, I don't know about y'all, but when I wash my hands, I wash like I'm preparing for fucking surgery. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, right? That shit's all over your house now. Good luck. Good luck. When you allow someone who has no idea, none whatsoever, to tinker with you and your emotions and your perception of yourself, why do you do that? Is it because you don't know who you are, or is it because you've convinced yourself that who you are, you just cannot face? And so you want someone else to face it for you. Yikes. The emotions will run high. A time to give rather than to take, but it's in reverse. You will be receiving quite a bit, and it's probably going to be upside down stuff. If you don't know which direction you're supposed to face, everything is upside down, even if it's right side up. Yes. So what do you need to do? Well, you need to start speaking to your soul and allowing your soul to guide you. 54954. Mirrors. 999. 279. 54954. So at the core of you is what? Divinity. You have your present in divinity. You have your future and your past in fragmented divinity. 5 is the number of change, 4 is the number of self. May 4th at 9:54. 54954. If you're centered in your divinity, which is how you're supposed to be, what ends up happening is you begin to see that the changes, the things that changed you in the past, helped you to enter into this space of centered divinity right now. And where you're at right now will still be allowed to continue to change you so you can reach an even higher level of your own divine existence. No one else can do that for you. I can't do that for you. And anyone who says they can do that for you, they have a session, they have a service, they have this, they have that, they're fucking lying. Shadow work, self-love work, those are solo projects. They can share information with you. But if you're thinking they can give you instruction on how to do this, nope. Nope. No, they cannot. Why? Because Emmy's just being a hater? No, people often call me a hater because I'm honest. I'm honest. Don't you think I'd offer a service like that if that was something that could truly be a service that is provided? I have a mentorship. And I can point all these things out to you, but if you don't do shit with it, then nothing happens. So I don't call it shadow work. I don't call it self-love work. I'm trying to mentor you to make the changes within yourself. I will speak very candidly with you in that private space that we share. I will speak very honest with you about what your actual issues are, or if you even have any. And then I will give you some tips and exercises you can do to begin the process. But you have to commit to yourself. You have to do these things. And I don't frame it as shadow work or self-love work. These are energetic corrections. You have to do the hardest part, which is what? Once the energy is corrected, then guess what? You have to begin correcting that no longer appropriate, no longer aligned emotional response that leads to the mental conditions that cause you to continue to behave in the way you're behaving. But if you can't even take accountability for what you've done to yourself, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. If you're not ready, you're not ready. But these emotions that are running high, they're things that will try and prevent you from working through your fears. But don't let your past hold you back. Your fears are rooted in whatever happened in your past. And for some, it's not just that. It also extends into your fear of that past repeating at some point in your future. If you keep living in the past, you're guaranteed to have these events be part of your future. Why? Because you're cursed, condemned, or, no. Because you continue to make it an active part of your life is why. So long as you continue to make it an active part of your life, what happens? It will be a part of your life. It will be a part of your life. And sometimes we go through these things, these moments of instability, emotional upheaval, poor choices, and living through the results of those poor choices. Sometimes we go through those things. Why? So you can understand why you shouldn't choose that anymore. I understand now that I'm not going to choose to be nice. I will always be kind. That's a part of my personality. That's a part of my character, who I am at my core. I will always be kind. Kindness is not always expressed as coddling. It's not. But I will no longer be nice. Why? Because I don't want to repeat what happened when I forced myself to stay in a space of niceness. I refuse. That's all you have to do, refuse? Yeah. That's all you have to do is refuse. And once you refuse, what happens? The cycle stops. And the moment you allow again, what happens? The cycle starts, right? That's crazy. I was watching this show. I forget what the heck it's called. It had a Baldwin in it. I don't remember what it's called. Like the first episode, the wife died and it was sad. And then like they have kids and, you know, it was difficult and yada, yada. Well, there's this one part where the wife's sister, was encouraging them to move back to their hometown so she could be closer. And so they do. And the sister was single. She had ended a really difficult relationship years prior. And her house burned down, and he happened to be on the insurance. And so she had to contact him. And rather than just signing the paperwork, because it is her house, he came into town. And I knew already, like, this is a test. And at first she was adamant, like, no, no, no. He needed her to go to dinner with him so that they could talk about things before he signs and yada, yada, yada. Long story short, he ends up proposing to her again. And she says yes. And he's trying to convince her to move out of town. And he does all of that after the brother-in-law, her brother-in-law, found out that they were kind of seeing each other again, went to his house and said, if you hurt her again, you're going to have a fucking problem with me. Suddenly he wants to move out of state. Suddenly he wants to get married. And she's fallen for it. She's fallen for it. She's allowing it again. She's allowing it again. And then, of course, near the end, she gets pulled over. She's driving his car. And guess what? The car's registered to another woman. So he was with another woman. And I was telling my husband, because we were watching it, he was trying to buy a really expensive house. It was like a villa or something like that on property with a vineyard and stuff like that. And I was like, he came back because that's a lot of insurance money she has. And if he can marry her, he gets access to it. He's going to drain that. He is going to drain everything. And she's just letting it. She is letting it. She is letting it happen. Of course, after she got pulled over and saw that it was registered to another woman, she's out. She's good. She don't want to know. She don't want to be a part of it. So why did that cycle stop? Because she stopped participating. Parasitic things can and will try and access you during moments of emotional instability, right? That's what they do. Yeah. Yeah. Michael says, someone's going to be saying that in one of their videos or live streams very soon. Well, when you guys see that, just kindly comment, oh, you watch Emmy too? You watch Emmy Evolving too? Just stir the pot ever so lightly, tap the spoon and set it down. Quick stir ever so slightly, tap the spoon and set it down. Unity. You have to be unified within your field. You have to allow yourself to get to a space where you're no longer attacking yourself. It has to stop. It has to stop. You need to hold your entire existence with both your hands because no one else is going to keep your pieces together when the world is going in the direction that it's going, right? There's a revolution. What's the revolution? What is the revolution that we are seeing? It's definitely not on Earth. It's not external. What's the revolution? It's an internal one. It's you being able to see just the ways in which you have been your biggest problem this entire time. I know I'm my biggest problem all the time. I am my biggest problem all the time. I find ways in which to halt my process, self-sabotage, and all these different things. No one else can do it. Michael said, you say that like you're kind of proud. That is an achievement. It's true. No one else can sabotage me. Many people have tried. Many people have tried. Doesn't work. Why? Because unless I give my consent, it's not going to work. So what do I need to do? Stop sabotaging myself. That's what. So the revolution is in you seeing the patterns that you continue to choose. You stop doing that, that will stop happening. It's very simple. I'm totally serious. You stop doing that, and that will stop happening. If you stop doing that, that will stop happening. Right? So a lot of demonic people are drawn to me. There's one of two types of demons drawn to me. The one that's like, I hate her, I must destroy. Try it, bitch. I don't give a shit. I don't. And then the other type of demon, I love her. I love her. I'm going to be her best friend. I will be her lover. Ew. Ew. Gross. I'm not going to be the one to match your nasty. I'm not going to match your freak. That's just really gross. Really gross. Ew. Right? So, the ones that want to destroy me, they're just pushed out to the side. Like, I don't fucking care. You can stay there and be swept by the street sweeper, whatever. You choose what you want to do. But once I identify you as basura, you will forever be basura to me. No, I'm good. And then I realize the other type of demonic. That's the one where it's like, oh my God, did I just find a new BFF? Like, oh my God. Bitch, sit down. Emmy, sit the fuck down. Sit down. Because, why do I say sit down? Oh, wait. Oh, it's a dog, not a cow. TikTok's trying to verify I'm a human, and they put a black and white dog. And I had to like slide it so the picture would, I thought it was a cow. Anyways, yeah, no, I've definitely had to step back from quite a few different things because I'm just like, I really like you, but I also like demons. You're probably one of them. You're probably one of them. And I just need to step back because I'm not doing this again. I need to step back. Yeah. I can always tell when someone's demonic, when they're pushing for what? To be BFFs. I mean, stop it. I already have best friends. And, I have two hands, the left and the right. They're already full of my friends. That's right. I have no more space for demonic friends. I'm telling you, I'm so fucking good at children's songs. I have two hands, the left and the right. Hold them up high, so clean and bright. Wash them softly, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, no, I only have two hands, and they're already both taken. Holding hands with my besties, there's no room. there's no room. There's no more room. So will I be repeating that same pattern of trusting someone, loving someone in wholeness, supporting them, encouraging them, empowering them? No, abso-fucking-lutely not. I'm good. I'm just needing to step back a couple more steps. That's what soul has told me to do. A couple more steps. This period is going to be a dicey period. It's a period of renewal and stretch. You're going to be stretched beyond the confines of what you're accustomed to. And because you're being stretched, you're not going to know what's happening. You're not going to be as easy to identify. Slow it down, girl. You're not going to be able to as easily identify when off things are happening. So pay attention, okay? You will not get an opportunity to revise this. You see, there I go. There I go. Portrayed as a little ginger. Okay, there she is. Look. Oh, look. It's a new bestie. There's Emmy. Oh, my new bestie. There's me as a ginger picking up my new bestie. See that right there? Me saying, I don't know why people keep picking on you, saying you're demonic. You just need love. Maybe because they're demonic, Emmy. No more repeats of that. I'm so fucking good off of that. So what you need to do is love yourself. Ugh. And okay, this is a difficult message. Not difficult for me to say, but this is going to be difficult for some of you to hear. Why? Because it's going to shine the spotlight right on you. Right on you. What type of mascara and eyeliner do you guys use? Do you guys use some expensive stuff? Is it like Chanel? Is it like, I don't know, Lancome? You spend like $20, $30 for your mascara? Okay, just file that away. File that away. What is already with you is heaven sent. You need to love yourself. You need to allow yourself to go through that space of healing. Okay? You need to free yourself from judgment, and you need to free yourself to receive love for yourself, from yourself, for yourself. And no, it's not going to be that fake ass shit where you think, oh, I'm going to treat myself to some medical spa. Oh my God, I so would love to. I'd probably be allergic to everything though. It just sucks. You know what I'm going to do? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to buy that like $300 facial lotion. Because, you know, the reality is I'm probably never going to be able to do like any skin resurfacing or anything like that. I'm going to have to deal with my face for the rest of my life. So I'm just going to get the lotion. I'm going to get the cream. I brought back a dead tree. So it brought it back to life. I mean, it could do miracles on me. So that's what I'm going to do. That is what I'm going to do. But okay, get back on track. That fake false self-love thing where like, oh, you're going to get yourself something bougie, you're going to treat yourself, you're going to take yourself out to dinner. That's not self-love. That is what would be categorized that. What would you say, Mika? He says, why do you keep calling me Mika? Because that's like my pet name for you. What would you say? I didn't want to know. Anyways, I am thinking that would be not self-love, but self-distraction. Self-distraction. You're distracting yourself from what you actually have to face. So what needs to happen? You need to have a big, bold vision about what you need to do. You need to have a big, bold vision, right? Big, bold vision. And you're scared to. You're scared to see yourself in your life in a different way. Why? I don't know. I don't know why. You spend all this money for this makeup. I'm sure that eyeliner is expensive. Look at that. Ooh, bougie girl. Love it. Love it. And then you don't want to defend yourself. You don't want to protect yourself. You don't want to defend yourself. Look at that. Look at that. Defend to the end the worthwhile. You don't feel like you're worthwhile. So then what happens? You cry even more. All that expensive ass mascara. I know you didn't pay that much for that mascara for it to be running down your cheeks. Stop it. The word wants to be written. Look at this. These are the two different versions of you. These are the two different versions of you. Eyes open, eyes closed. What else needs to happen for you to get to a point where you finally allow yourself to exist? I don't know. But whatever it is, it's going to happen. Whatever it is, you're going to be the one to experience it. And if you're going to initiate that, I mean, you can't blame anyone else. You can't allow yourself to take the back seat, because how do you drive your car from the back seat? How do you direct your life from the back seat? What is that? You want to know what it is? It's a surefire way to make sure you suffer and struggle in the longest way possible. Is that what you deserve? No, I deserve more than that. Okay, intellectually, you know that. Emotionally, are you still stuck in the same space of thinking and feeling that that's what you deserve, that that is all you deserve? Because emotion is fuel, and if your fuel is set to burn down your entire life, then your life will burn. Did you know that you can adjust the nozzle that spits out the fuel? So it can be used in a very precise manner or in a very irresponsible way that ignites an entire forest fire. You're in full control. Full control. And all these people who would like to believe that they are at the mercy of someone else, that they are not in control because, they can't force someone else to do what they want. See, that's the problem. The only thing you can control is yourself. Why are you projecting your insecurities, fears, insufficiencies on someone else? It's this thing of learning. The only thing you can control is you. The only thing that you could positively impact is you. How to make time out for to date someone. You obviously don't like them enough if you're not willing to make time. I've been with my husband for 26, 27 years at this point. And even when he first met me, I was so super de-duper busy. Super de-duper busy. Going to school full time, working 50, sometimes 60 hours a week, and all the other things that I was obligated to do for my parents. And yeah, it's a thing of, unless he made it a point to be there, then it wouldn't have worked. This is someone who would stand outside of the store that I worked in just so that we could see each other for 5-10 minutes for my break. This is someone who made it a point to drive to my place 3.5, 4 hours away, one way, on a Friday night after work, spend the weekend there, and leave Sunday night, another 3.5 hours to go back home to work on Monday, knowing that I work every weekend. And he would just basically be at my apartment with my chihuahua, my chuchacha. Yeah. I mean, if you're not willing to do that in order to have the time that you want and need, then maybe that's not the right person. Maybe it's not the right person. I don't know. My vision of commitment is far different than other people's, far different than other people's. My expectation from someone who says they love me in that way has been greatly impacted and influenced by the ways in which my husband has chosen to love me for the last 26 years. So if you, I don't know, to me, if it can't just flow organically, then what exactly are we doing? Because I'm not going to force it. I'm not going to force a connection with someone. And I'm realizing it's the Capricorn in me. I don't pursue people. I just don't. You don't have time. You didn't call me today. Okay. But just know, if you leave me to my own devices for too long, I get distracted and I walk away. That's the thing. That's the thing, you know? Yeah, if they wanted to, they would. If they wanted to, they would. Like, I don't have to do any of that. You know, yesterday my husband was trying to make a joke and I didn't find that shit funny. I hadn't eaten because I don't know why. And then I told him I was hungry and then he pretended like he didn't hear me. And then I was like, "Are you ignoring me?" And then he pretended like he didn't hear that either, but he was like halfway smiling. So you know what I did? I silently crashed out. I turned around and I walked away. And I went back into the house and I laid on the beanbag and I was like, I'll just fucking starve. I don't give a shit. I did not go into the kitchen to see what I could make myself because no. The adult thing to do is to go on the beanbag and lay there and just tell myself that you don't have to eat today, girl. At which point, a minute later, he comes into the house and he starts preparing my food. And some of you might be like, wow, you're bratty. I never said I wasn't. Where did I say I wasn't? And you might also say, like, oh my God, you're so spoiled. Yes. Yes, I am. And why am I not ashamed of that? Because I've done that for him. When he was the one that was a breadwinner, and he was a breadwinner for a very fucking long time. He did not have to clean. He did not have to cook. He did not have to do anything. So my expectation is not to be spoiled. My expectation is reciprocity. Not so bratty anymore, is it? Reciprocity. Yes. And yeah, if he's not feeling good, oh, I take care of him. Absolutely. I take care of him. I make sure that he is healthy. Reciprocity. I never expect anything from him that I haven't already previously given to him without question, without request, without any of that. I was absolutely hangry. I'm actually hangry right now. I need to go. My upper lip is sweating and I need to go talk to my community. For those of you who are in the sanctuary, I'll meet you in the sanctuary in a few minutes. I need to eat a little something. I'm not good at figuring out. Yeah, and you know what else he said? This was like a few weeks ago. And that's how you know I'm hangry right now, because I remember all the other times I was hangry. He said to me, because I said I was hungry, and he's like, "What do you want me to make?" And I was like, "I don't know." And I was offended. Why would you ask me something like that? And then he asked me like what I wanted him to buy me for my food. And I was like, what is wrong with you? Yeah. And it's offensive because like, you're asking me what I want to, you think I know? You have been with me for 26 years. You're supposed to tell me what I want to eat. When have you ever known me to know what I want to eat? What kind of fucking question is that? And that's how I looked at him. Because I feel the emotions right now. I was like, why are you even asking me that? What the hell? Who are you? You're not the man I love. You don't know what I'm gonna eat. And he figured it out. He figured it out. If he wants to, he will. If you want to, you will. It goes both ways. It's not just one needing to make time. If you don't have the time, then maybe you're not in a space where you are ready to have a partner, because that's what a partnership is, where they are a priority right along with you. The two of you together is a priority. And if that's not something you can just do, maybe it's not time to date. And it's not that you're incapable of holding a relationship. It's about where you're at within your journey. If you're going to force yourself into a relationship because you believe that, oh, I've been single for long enough. Oh, I'm this age and that age, and I should have achieved this and that by now. You'll enter into a relationship, yes, because whatever you look for is what you'll find. But what you're looking for is something to fill your time, to appease the opinions of others. And that's absolutely what you'll find. Someone who doesn't actually genuinely connect with you and love you. They will simply play the role that you're asking them to play, which is what? Aesthetics. Make sure you pick a hot one. Make sure you pick a hot one. Because if that's what you're getting in a relationship for, they better look damn good. I'm telling you. You don't want to lose both sides. You know what I'm saying? Like, you already lost on the true love thing. You're going to also lose on the aesthetics thing. Pick one. Or hold off and get both. Just saying. Or they play and they make you miserable. Yep. I got to go, guys. I got to go talk to my sanctuary folks. I'll be there if you guys are in this. Exactly, newly awakened. What's up, cousin? Pick a struggle. Newly awakened says pick a struggle. You can't do both. You're double fisting. I gotta go. Bye, everyone. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.